Going to take a look inside of a Korg Delta here really quickly. Your power supply, of course, and this is the Bucket Brigade device board here with the MN3004 quality Bucket Brigade devices, and the filter is actually under here. It has a couple of 13600 OTAs. You can adjust and should adjust the resonance under that cap right by the slider there. Got the cutoff, but this one is your resonance, and it's always set from the factory so that Grandma won't say, "Latin sakes, it's possessed," because you know you turn it up and it tends to squeal pretty good when you get that set right. Of course, it doesn't do anything from 0 to 7 that you can hear if you don't set it right, and so it helps you get more bandwidth out of the knob too. And this one's it was really beat up actually. It took a hit here, and we created a steel cover that is RV gooped on there now, and so it is one with that unit essentially, and actually makes it stronger than before. I'm going to do a little more touch-up paint probably, but I kind of sanded and painted that side too. Somebody had cigarette burned there, but otherwise sides aren't cracked for a change, and it actually is it's not very rusty. It just has a little rust around that one there. So not in too bad a shape. Somebody had put duct tape on it. I'm gradually cleaning all that off, the debris from the duct tape. These tend to get really abused. I don't know why. People just seem to like to use these harshly. But anyway, this is the generation board. Your VCO is in here. Your cobweb look like, oh no, okay, that was just glue. But they have, yeah, a few precision caps and transistors there for the oscillator. And then you have your TOS chip is under there. That's the top octave synthesizer, the AY-3-0214. They're kind of hard to find now. I hope those don't fail. And these chips I have some of here. I'm out of those now. I got to get some more of those. But this, I socketed one of them so I can test other chips in this one. I've got to send out a few of them, so it's nice to have a socket in there. These do fail every once in a while, and they're not cheap. And but these have inside of them the keyer. These are your envelopes, basically here, your capacitors and diode network for the enveloping. When you hit a key, it causes the voltage to change there. Changing the voltage on the input of the appropriate pin here, which then opens up a transistor array gate there to allow internally here to happen what the ARP Omni does with discrete chips. The ARP Omni has discrete transistor arrays and dividers. This one puts the dividers and the transistor array all inside of this chip, and so you can both gate the signal there, and as you open that, it gradually emerges the signal. Just instead of sharply emerging like hitting a key contact, it allows you to gradually emerge that signal in a smooth way, so it has a really nice sounding attack. And then it puts those with the divider network inside, it puts them out footage pins, and the footage pins then go over to this amplifier chip over here, and or a couple amplifier chips there. The 4 footages are done on those, and they then go up to the panel here and distributed for the string and the brass controls underneath there. And so usually the problems with these things, you have, you know, a lot of failures of filter chips. If the synth section dies, that often is the issue. And if you have a dead footage, it might be a slider, it might be a bad op-amp, or it might be a high ESR capacitor here. One of these electrolytics could go high and block that signal, change the intensity of it, and make it so it's not as bright as it should be, or as pronounced as it should be. Anyway, so they split up the notes on these, and they label which note is on which pin you're coming in from the keyboard. But they yeah, you have to look at the schematic to see. I think it's what is it? I know on 4. I think those 4 notes are on this one, on the first one. C through E flat, and then the next 4 probably on that one, and next 4 on that one, as I remember. So they're split up with 4 notes per chip, 12-note octave, basically there. And so that's pretty much the inside of the Korg Delta, and I just love the way these things sound. They are really a sweet machine. That's why, even though they always seem to have a lot of cosmetic issues, people wear out the decaling around the cutoff frequency. It's kind of cut off on the end there. And the volumes, they seem to take a lot of abuse on those particular ones. This one has that sign, but the rest of it's actually pretty good. So, but I mean, it's got that classic, you know, kind of Korg, just Malsy sound, you know. And of course you can hit the old joystick. You have noise on the bottom and modulation on top. And then you can also route the filter's cutoff frequency to the, you have a depth amount for that and a depth amount for the frequency. So if you kill the frequency, you're purely wah-wahing the filter, and if you do it this way, you're purely doing the frequency modulation. Or you can do both. Anyway, and so yeah, I've got a string mixed in there. So here's just the synth section now. And you can set that resonance to really hop. It's just, yeah, it's a real wild machine when you do that. And of course it has a really nice noise source too, which gives you a good scratchola there. You can use that instead of those, or turn that down. You get just the noise. See, let's turn it down a little bit on the envelope. Kill that down. So yeah, you can control that with the joystick or the piece there, and yeah, interesting possibilities on this one there. Really a fun live machine. Of course, you have single and multiple trigger. So I demonstrated in one of my other ones, and you have a low-pass band-pass filter for the filter mode, and a key follow amount to make it so the filter increases as you go up the keyboard. So all the typical synth features, and then a string section with an octave balance, an attack release, and a high-low filter for the strings, and also single multiple trigger. Now you know what that does. I demonstrated that in another video. Let's put some sliders back. So you're in single there, you got to release them to retrigger the envelope. Here in multiple, so it all re-triggers every time you hit a key regardless on that one, because you only got one filter, and that is the nature of a paraphonic synthesizer, where you share one filter with all the keys. All of them have their own note ready to go, but the filter can only open and close one time per event. So you have to decide where that event is. Anyway, that's the Korg Delta in a nutshell there, and really think it's a keyboard that I prefer over just about any other paraphonic, just because of the tone quality. The ARP Omni is really nice too, but this one has a lot more stuff you can do with it, and it's not as preset oriented. And so yeah, that's that one. Sounddoctorin signing off.